I'm going to walk through a couple of examples of things that the new PayPal digital wallet will do, which are both very, very unique. You think about the way that you use money in your life today. What we're really seeking to do with our money is control how money comes into our lives and how money moves out. And we try to time our purchases and time the movement of money to the kind of movement of money in and out of our lives. So we get a paycheck on Friday, all of our money comes in, and then we spend the next 2 weeks, paying for things, whether it's groceries or food or bills or rent. What we're really trying to do is control the way that our money moves in a way that works best for us in our own personal financial lives. And there are a couple of things that we're introducing in the PayPal wallet starting in May that are very new and unique, and are really designed to enable people to more accurately and better use the money in their lives in a way that works for them. One of them is something that we're calling a grace period, which is now your PayPal digital wallet will actually give you the ability for 7 days after you make a purchase to change the way that you paid for something. So you can be in a store, something like the Home Depot, where we've just rolled out to all 2,000 locations. You can make a purchase, go home, and for 7 days after the fact, go back into your PayPal account and say, you know what, I want to change the way that I paid for that. So I set up some rules, you saw, that said, hey, I want this to go, if it's over $500, I want it to go on this debit card. If I decide for a particular purchase I don't want to do that, I can actually for 7 days go back and change how I paid for something. So think about what that means in your life today. Let's just say that you went in and bought a big ticket item, something like a washing machine or a large screen television, and you paid with your debit card. So the money's going to come out of your bank account probably tomorrow. And you drive home from the store with this TV in your car, and you walk to the mailbox, get your mail, and you find a bill that you weren't expecting. And all of a sudden you realize you probably shouldn't have bought that TV with your debit card. So if you wanted to change the way that you paid for that television today, how would you do it? You literally would have to drive that item, you put it back in the car, drive to the store, walk up to the cashier, return it, and then pull out your credit card and buy it again, put it back in the car, and drive it home. In our view of the world that digital money could enable, it shouldn't have to be that way. And so what we've done is really given our customers the ability for 7 days to actually change how they pay for something. So I'll give you one example of that. When you look at the way people like to buy things, they actually make very different choices about how they want to pay for things based on what they're buying. So people love to prepay for vacations because they don't like to be thinking about all the money they're spending when they're sitting on the beach. But if they had to buy something like a washing machine, which they know they're going to be using for the next 10 years, they would actually prefer to pay for that over time because they didn't really want a washing machine, they needed one. Yep. And they don't really want to be sitting there, paying all up front for this item that they know that they're going to be using for a period of years. So, there's two very different ways that people may choose to pay for very similarly valued items, right? A vacation and a washing machine. And what we want the PayPal digital wallet to enable is customers to set up the kind of payment that works for them based on the kind of purchase that they may be making. There are a couple things that are new here. One is the ability to change the payment, but the other is, you think about what I said a moment ago, people love to pay for things like washing machines over time. But if you wanted to pay for a washing machine, let's say in 3 monthly installments, how would you do that? You really couldn't right now. Unless the merchant that sold you the washing machine had some form of an installment plan, you really have no option in your life to pay for your washing machine in 3 equal payments taken out of your bank account over 3 months. You can't do it. Your debit card won't do it. If you tried to do it with your credit card, you would have to do an awful lot of complicated math to try to figure out exactly how to divide up that payment in a way that resulted in 3 equal payments, and you would have a very difficult time figuring out what that was ultimately going to cost you. What thing we've introduced here with the PayPal digital wallet is actually the ability to do new things with the money that's already in your wallet. 3 simple payments. In this case, 3 monthly payments is what I'm going to select for this washing machine. I'm now going to put this washing machine into, instead of having it go against my debit card immediately, I'm actually going to have it billed in 3 installment payments that are settled to my bank account over 3 months. And literally, in just a couple of clicks, I've gone back and changed the way that I paid for my washing machine. Again, not something that you can do with your wallet today. And certainly the notion of putting something into installment payments is not something you can do with anything that's in your wallet today. Let's use a different example though of a purchase. We talked about travel, right? And how people love to prepay for vacations because they don't want to be sitting on the beach thinking about all the money they're spending. Well, it just so happens that I've been saving for travel. I showed you the travel account I set up earlier, and I actually finally bought my travel package last weekend. And what I really want to do at this point is just pay for it, right? I just want to be done. I want to move on to enjoying my trip. And there are a few things that the digital wallet allows you to do that make that even better and easier. First of all, again, this payment is still in my grace period. It's going to be settled to my debit card here because all purchases over $500 are based on the rules I set up. But another thing that I've done is I do a lot of traveling, and so I actually have a loyalty program with one of the airlines that I fly with, and I've accrued a fair number of points with them over the years. Really, when you think about it, what are points? What are miles? What are loyalty points? They're really value, right? They're money that you can bring to a transaction, and in our view, a new digital wallet will allow you to do exactly that. And so what I'm going to actually do here is I'm going to look at my loyalty program, and I'm going to see that I have 10,000 miles. And then I actually can convert those 10,000 miles to $100 that I can use for my travel purchase. And I can have those points applied just like they were some other form of currency. And I can do it automatically. So I'm going to go over here, and I'm going to decide that I'm going to change the payment, and I'm going to convert those 10,000 miles to 100 points and have those applied. And then I'm going to choose to settle the remainder to my debit card, which is the way that I want to pay. But we talked about the fact that people love, I'm going to settle it to my travel fund because I've been saving for this over time. But we also talked about the fact that I just want to get this over with, right? I know that this payment, it's in my grace period for 7 days, but I don't want to think about it anymore. So I'm just going to choose to pay for it today and be done with it. And that's what I do. I pay right away, click, and I'm done. And so now what I've done is I've handled two similar purchases when you look at the dollar amounts in very, very different ways. And in both cases I've done things with my wallet and with my money that I could never have done before. And that's just because money's all digital now. And because it's digital, just like the information in our lives is digital, and we can move information around instantly and around the world, and we can bring it together in new ways, the same should be true for money. And that's exactly what we believe the future of the PayPal digital wallet is all about, making money work better so that you as a user of your money can use it in a way that works best for you for every purchase in your life.